Before the iconic white suit and the distinguished goatee became synonymous with a global brand, there was just Harlan Sanders, a man whose character was forged in the crucible of hardship, not born from privilege or ease. His early life was a testament to resilience, a constant climb against the odds. He toiled as a farmhand, under the scorching sun, served as a streetcar conductor, navigating the bustling city streets, shoveled coal as a railroad fireman, enduring the intense heat and relentless rhythm of the rails, and even worked as a steamboat operator, guiding vessels along the mighty rivers, each job a harsh lesson, teaching him resilience, resourcefulness, and the value of hard work. These experiences shaped his unwavering spirit. The crushing weight of the Great Depression further forged his determination. It was a time of scarcity and uncertainty. Survival was not just a goal, but the only ambition, the driving force behind every decision. Sanders' unlikely journey to culinary fame began, almost by chance, at a dusty, unassuming roadside motel nestled in Corbin, Kentucky, a place that would soon become a culinary landmark. It was there, amidst the rumble of passing cars, where he ran a humble Shell gas station, and alongside fueling vehicles, he began serving hearty, home-style Southern meals to weary travelers. Among the offerings, fried chicken was the undisputed star, a dish crafted with love and care, and word spread quickly, carried by satisfied customers eager to share their discovery. Travelers spoke in hushed tones of a culinary magician, a man in Kentucky who had perfected the art of fried chicken. Sanders wasn't a classically trained chef with fancy credentials, but a self-taught cook, driven by an unwavering passion and an almost obsessive commitment to quality. He experimented relentlessly in his kitchen, tweaking ingredients and refining techniques, seeking that elusive, perfect recipe, a flavor profile that would not only satisfy but also make people remember his name long after the meal was over. This wasn't about chasing fame or fortune. Those were distant dreams. It was about making an honest living, providing good food, and conducting business with unwavering integrity. Sanders Court and Cafe, as it became known, quickly transformed into a beloved local landmark, a beacon of Southern hospitality, and his reputation for exceptional food and warm service soared, drawing customers from far and wide. In 1935, a significant turning point arrived when the governor of Kentucky, recognizing his contributions, honored him with the esteemed title of Kentucky Colonel, a symbol of distinction and service to the state. This recognition was a testament to his dedication and his significant contribution to the rich tapestry of Kentucky cuisine. Little did anyone realize at the time that honorary title would soon become something far greater, transforming into one of the most recognizable and beloved brand identities in the entire world, a symbol of quality and flavor. The seeds of a global empire, built on a foundation of hard work and a passion for good food, were quietly sown, one perfectly cooked plate of fried chicken at a time. Little did anyone know, as they savored each bite, this humble roadside rest stop, born from necessity and fueled by passion, would ultimately change the way the entire world eats and thinks about fried chicken, forever altering the culinary landscape. The incredible story of Colonel Sanders and Kentucky Fried Chicken was just beginning, a testament to the power of perseverance and the pursuit of a simple dream. At the heart of the Colonel's legacy is a secret blend of 11 herbs and spices. Years of trial and error in his Corbin kitchen led to a flavor that was unforgettable. The recipe, scribbled on paper and locked away, became culinary folklore. But the secret wasn't just in the seasoning, it was in the method. Sanders revolutionized fried chicken by adapting the pressure cooker, cutting cooking time and sealing in flavor. The result, chicken that was crispy outside, juicy inside, and bursting with complex flavor. His restaurant became a destination. People made pilgrimages for his chicken. Sanders was no longer just a gas station owner. He was a culinary artist. Every piece of chicken met his exacting standards. He created not just a meal, but a method and a promise of quality. This deep connection to his product was the foundation of his success and the source of future heartbreak. The legend was growing, but so were the challenges. The 1950s, a decade of progress and change, ironically brought unforeseen disaster for many roadside businesses. The new interstate system, designed to connect the nation, inadvertently bypassed countless small towns and establishments. For Harlan Sanders, the construction of an interstate highway meant his bustling cafe was bypassed, rerouting the steady flow of travelers who had once been his loyal customers. The once thriving business dwindled, eventually ending his steady stream of customers and forcing him to confront an uncertain future. The aroma of fried chicken, once a beacon, faded into silence. At an age when most people consider retirement, when the golden years are meant for relaxation, Sanders faced a daunting challenge, starting over from scratch. But he wasn't defeated. He was armed with his secret weapon, his meticulously crafted fried chicken recipe, and a modest social security check, a lifeline in a sea of uncertainty. With unwavering determination, he packed his bags and hit the road, embarking on a new adventure. He traveled from town to town, tirelessly pitching his unique chicken recipe to restaurant owners, hoping to find someone who believed in his vision. He wasn't just offering a recipe. He was offering his entire method, a carefully honed process perfected over years. He revealed the secrets of his signature spice blend, a symphony of flavors, in exchange for a small royalty on every piece of chicken sold. This innovative approach marked the birth of the franchise model in the fast food industry, a revolutionary concept that would change the culinary landscape forever. Always impeccably dressed in his now iconic white suit, a symbol of his unwavering commitment and Southern charm, Sanders transformed himself into a traveling salesman, not just for his chicken, but for his own legend, embodying the spirit of perseverance and the American dream. Pete Harmon, a restaurant owner in Salt Lake City, was the first visionary to take a chance on Sanders' unique proposition. Harmon not only embraced the recipe, but also played a crucial role in shaping the brand, coining the catchy name Kentucky Fried Chicken, and inventing the iconic paper bucket that would become synonymous with the brand. The idea, like perfectly fried chicken, caught fire, spreading rapidly across the nation. By the early 1960s, the Kentucky Fried Chicken phenomenon had exploded, boasting over 600 locations, a testament to the power of a great recipe and a compelling vision. With his signature white suit and disarming charm, Sanders became the charismatic face of a rapidly growing empire, a symbol of Southern hospitality and delicious fried chicken. He transformed personal disaster, the loss of his restaurant, into a national triumph, a shining example of the American dream realized through hard work and innovation. This remarkable turnaround was achieved through sheer will, unwavering determination, and an unshakable belief in the irresistible appeal of his perfectly seasoned chicken. The Colonel, with his distinctive appearance and folksy demeanor, was now more than just a man. He was a living brand, an icon recognized around the world. His image became synonymous with quality, authenticity, and the comforting taste of home-style fried chicken, setting a new standard for fast food. But the bigger the dream, the more expansive the empire, the harder it was to maintain control, to ensure that the original vision and quality standards were upheld across the ever-growing network of franchises. By 1964, the landscape of American business was rapidly evolving. Sanders' empire, built on a foundation of flavor and homespun charm, had grown too vast and complex for one man to effectively manage every single detail. The sheer scale of the operation demanded a new approach. Savvy investors, recognizing KFC's explosive growth and unique market position, saw its immense potential as a global brand, a culinary empire waiting to be unleashed on the world. They pursued Sanders relentlessly, eager to acquire the company and capitalize on its burgeoning success. Offers poured in, each more tempting than the last. He feared that corporate owners, driven by the bottom line, would inevitably sacrifice the quality and authenticity that had made KFC so beloved in pursuit of ever greater profit margins. Eventually, after much deliberation and with a heavy heart, he agreed to sell for $2 million, a substantial sum for the time. The deal came with a crucial condition, a promise to remain the company's ambassador, its public face, and, most importantly, to protect his legacy, the secret recipe, and the standards he had established. Sanders, ever the optimist, genuinely believed he was entrusting his life's work, his culinary masterpiece, to capable hands that would uphold his values. He retained control of the Canadian operations, a smaller but still significant piece of the pie, and secured a seat on the board, giving him a voice, however limited, in the company's future direction. He hoped to guard the quality and consistency of his chicken from within the corporate structure, a lone sentinel against the forces of standardization. But the sale however necessary it seemed at the time, marked a turning point, a definitive shift in the company's trajectory. KFC transitioned from a personal creation, the embodiment of one man's vision and passion, to a corporate asset, a line item on a balance sheet. The primary focus inevitably moved from the unwavering pursuit of quality, the hallmark of Sanders' approach, to the relentless drive for efficiency, cost reduction, and maximizing profit margins, the lifeblood of any corporation. Sanders, in his trusting nature, had handed over the keys to his kingdom, believing he'd secured its future for generations to come. Instead, he inadvertently set the stage for a bitter and protracted conflict, a battle for the very soul of his beloved chicken, a fight he never anticipated. The Colonel's greatest battle, the fight to protect his legacy and the integrity of his recipe, was yet to come, looming on the horizon like a gathering storm. The promise of legacy, the bedrock of the sale agreement, would soon be put to the ultimate test, stretched to its breaking point under the pressures of corporate ambition. The story of KFC, once a simple tale of entrepreneurial spirit and delicious fried chicken, was about to change forever, becoming a complex saga of corporate intrigue and culinary compromise. The man and the brand, inextricably linked in the public consciousness, would never be quite the same, forever altered by the forces unleashed by the sale. The honeymoon with KFC's new owners ended quickly. Management focused on rapid expansion and cost-cutting, not culinary excellence. Sanders, now a brand ambassador, traveled to franchises, inspecting kitchens and tasting chicken. He found shortcuts, old oil, and deviations from his method. Acts of heresy in his eyes. The biggest outrage, the original gravy, was replaced with a cheap powdered mix. Sanders publicly called it sludge and wallpaper paste. His blunt criticism became a PR nightmare for KFC. The Colonel, once the brand's greatest asset, became its harshest critic. He felt betrayed, believing the new owners had broken their promise. The corporation saw him as an obstacle to progress. They wanted his image, not his interference. The man they hoped would be a mascot refused to go quietly. Sanders fought to protect the integrity of his name, even as the company moved on. The war for quality was personal and public. Legal battles erupted as Sanders sued KFC's new owners for misusing his image and selling products he didn't endorse. The company countered, arguing his public criticism breached his contract. At one point, KFC even sued the Colonel for libel. The absurdity Kentucky Fried Chicken was suing Colonel Sanders. Refusing to be silenced, Sanders opened a rival restaurant, serving chicken the original way. KFC sued again, forcing him to change the name to Claudia Sanders Dinner House. Sanders watched as his name and image sold food he no longer recognized. He was paid to be a symbol of authenticity for a brand he felt had lost its soul. The man who built an empire on trust was now trapped in lawsuits and acrimony. The betrayal was complete. The great irony, after all the feuds, KFC never abandoned the Colonel's face. His image became the brand's most valuable asset, representing tradition and authenticity. Even as Sanders denounced the food, his likeness smiled from millions of buckets. The company separated the man from the myth, controlling the latter. After Sanders' death in 1980, the contradiction vanished. The Colonel became a purely symbolic figure. His face was now a logo, as recognizable as any in the world. The brand's narrative smoothed over his fiery personality, creating a universally friendly icon. Today, the Colonel's image is more ubiquitous than ever, adapted and satirized in global ads. The man who fought for authenticity became a malleable product. His face now sells the very chicken he would have despised. Branding had overwritten reality. The Colonel was immortal, on the company's terms. After Sanders' passing, KFC became a global juggernaut, freed from his standards and criticisms. The company he sold for $2 million became a multi-billion-dollar fast food giant. The white suit and goatee became a symbol of American fast food from Beijing to Bangalore. KFC's global success came from adapting menus to local tastes, something Sanders might never have allowed. The irony, the global empire was built on the ghost of Harlan Sanders. His image remained the anchor of authenticity, even as the product changed. The brand's story omits the bitter feuds and the Colonel's disappointment. The legacy they sell is one of quality and integrity. The reality is corporate efficiency. The ghost of the Colonel is a fantastic salesman, forever smiling, forever silent. The world remembers the face, not the fight. What is the true legacy of Colonel Sanders? It's a story of two legacies running parallel but never meeting. One is the man resilient, passionate, the American underdog who built an empire from nothing. The other is the brand, a triumph of marketing, a system that commodified authenticity. The story is a cautionary tale for entrepreneurs about the cost of selling your name and your story. Sanders left more than a recipe. He left a complex story about the American dream's promise and heartbreak. He was both a culinary saint and a masterful salesman, consumed by the icon he created. What was taken from him was control. What he left behind was his face, smiling from a billion buckets. The man lost the war but achieved a kind of immortality.